Here we go.
Reggie shot!
All right, we're back for day 2 of Lynx Brutality 2024. We're going to jump right into stage 6, rope traverse, presented by Magpul. These stages today are all on the same 5 bays that we shot on yesterday, but the stages are totally different. Now, this one, you start having to very precariously stand on this small step ladder and engage 2 sweeps through 5 targets downrange. No double taps, so that's a common thing at brutality matches. By having multiple hits on target but not allowing double taps, you force people to practice more target engagements more often. Now, after I finish those sweeps, I have to remove the magazine from the gun, retain it. That leaves 1 round left in the rifle, and I have to hit the one red painted target, and that is a bonus shot. If you make that shot, it's a 60-second bonus, which is really substantial. Once you do that, you then clip yourself in to this slack line, pull yourself over to the platform at the other side. We all had harnesses that we hooked into before coming up to shoot. Now, from this side, you have to essentially engage the same sweeps through of the targets. So 5 targets, hit them each twice, no double taps. You can kind of see I'm standing on my toes on my left foot here. That's because this line was just a little bit too high, and I didn't weigh quite enough to pull the line down, so I'm kind of bouncy on this slack line here while I'm engaging these targets. I don't have full weight down on the platform, which was a really interesting and rather awkward position to have to engage from. So finish that sweep, and then once again, pull the magazine, retain it, if I can find my dump pouch there, and make another high-value bonus shot. So I'm very happy to say that I made both of my bonuses here. There we are, there's the second one. Now, the rifle being completely unloaded is the 180-degree safety rule no longer applies, so it doesn't matter where the rifle points. You come back down to the step ladder, and while hanging from the rope, draw your pistol and hit all 5 of the pistol plates on the little pistol rack. This was a lot of fun. Again, something that I had never tried doing on a shooting range before, but very cool. Now, stage 7, car park, sponsored by MiPro Light. Another fun one. I'm sounding like a broken record here. First, draw pistol, chamber around, and we have to drop 2 plates. First one is through the windshield, second one is out the passenger window. You then leave the pistol in the car, retrieve your rifle from the trunk, and engage 2 sweeps through 4 steel targets out here on the backdrop. And it was kind of odd. I lost track of where were the other 2 targets. Right, they're way over on the other side of the range. So I did kind of a slow sweep through to locate targets. Same thing there. Eventually I'll figure out where all these things are. 2 sweeps through, move to the other car and do the same thing. And then after I finish these sweeps, there will be another high value target. So drop the magazine, you get 1 round in the gun, and once you've fired that round, we know 100,000% that the gun is empty because the magazine removed, there's only 1 shot. I fired the shot, there can't be anything left in the gun live. So made that hit. Now the 180 doesn't apply, and now I have to crawl through these cars into the back seat of the far car. This was a lot of fun. Now, what you can't see here, and what I didn't realize at the time, was that the magazine that I had to retain actually fell out when I dove into the first car. And so that will end up being a 60-second penalty for not retaining my equipment on the stage, but I don't know that yet. Get to the other end of the car, load a magazine, and engage the last 2 targets through this limited port in the car window. This was a lot of fun. Crawling through the cars, good time. Didn't do well because of that penalty. All right, stage 8, Tug-of-war, presented by Brownells in Europe. We're back at the rope tower. Let's see if I can pull this one off any better this time. So, this is again 2 phases. The first phase is with rifle and the second with pistol. This time we have a ballistic shield here that you have to hold in one hand while you're shooting. The ballistic shield cannot touch the ground. We have a paper target out there, and this time it is 3 magazines of 5 rounds each, so you need 15 rounds on paper total. I got off to a little bit of a slow start here, but I'm pretty confident in this. Like, I know what my holdover is. I can make these hits easily enough. The red dot's not any problem for me. Like, everything works quite well here on this stage. By the way, I should mention at some point here that I, of course, shot this match in a complete set of Arex Delta Ian Pat. My camouflage is, in fact, just my own face patterned all over the place, which was a little surreal and actually pretty cool. It makes a pretty reasonable camouflage. All right, in between, I have to crank, pull the rope down, lift a kettlebell up, and there's a carabiner on the rope that you have to hook onto that rock. Took me a little while to get it done here. Now, the second part of this stage is pistol shooting through the vision port in the ballistic shield, and I apologize for the camera here. You can't really see what's going on, but what is happening is I am getting a tremendous number of failures to cycle. And this comes, I think, in retrospect, when I look back on this stage, it was caused by several factors together. One was a poor shooting position on my part because I'm bending my elbow to get the pistol visible through that viewing port. One is the fact that I don't ever practice this, and I'm letting the pistol move way more than I should. I should have a much stiffer grip on the gun here. But then this is made worse by the fact that the ammunition I'm using is 140 grain subsonic. Not by choice, but that's just because that's the ammunition that was available and provided to me as a shooter coming from outside the US. You know, I was able to get ammo provided for the match, but it turned out to be subsonic pistol ammo, which means it is a less powerful ammo than regular ball. And all of those factors together meant that I got a lot of failures to cycle with the pistol. I've never had problems before with the Arex Delta. I'm still quite confident in the Delta. I think if I'd been using full power ammunition, I wouldn't have had these issues. But as it was, I got a ton of malfunctions, and my shooting wasn't all that great, and I just burned a ton of time here. The idea is you have to clear one of the plate racks, and then you go back and hoist the rope for the second the second bit of the rope, and then you come back and clear the other plate rack or Texas Star, whichever. So this time the rope hoist went much more smoothly. I was able to just line it up and snap it right in place. But right there, I run out of time, and I'm unable to engage any of the remaining 5 plates. So tons of penalties here. Stage 9, Tunnel Rat, presented by CZ. This is the cool, weird tunnel device on the range that you saw yesterday. Start with rifle and pistol empty, so crawling into this thing with a rifle, but the rifle is checked to empty, so not a safety concern. Inside these tunnels are some chains and some dangling PVC pipe and obstacles, as well as smoke and darkness, and it made for a really interesting obstacle that you have to traverse. A lot of people had issues getting over, under, and around those internal obstacles. The targets here, by the way, we're going to do 2 sets of rifle engagement and 2 sets of pistol engagement. Same thing as before, limited round count, 5 rounds rifle, 5 rounds pistol each time, and every shot has to hit. Any missed shot is a 60-second penalty, once again. And between iterations, you have to crawl through this tunnel contraption. I like agility-based challenges. I had a lot of fun with this one. Here, this is probably one of the most significant shooting challenges of the whole match. It's this little tiny pistol plate, and you have to shoot it. You have 5 rounds to make 5 hits, and any miss, like that one, is a 60-second penalty. So this was a stage where it was really easy to lose a ton of time really, really fast. Like, you cannot miss fast enough to win this stage. So we're going to crawl back through the contraption again. I lost my hat. But one more set of 5 rifle shots. Happily, while I did miss one of the pistol shots, I made all of my rifle hits. That wasn't a problem. There was some... I should also point out, the inside of this contraption was considered a blind part of the stage, so people weren't allowed to inspect it. They were heavily discouraged from discussing it with anybody else, but the cool thing about the design is even if you kind of knew what was in there, it was still not really intuitive and wouldn't have given you much advantage in trying to traverse it. So, one last set of 5 pistol rounds, take your time, get the hits. That's really important here, and I am very happy that I got all 5 of those. So I took 4th out of 120 shooters. I did really well. This was definitely my best stage. Now, the last one, easy peasy. Stage 10, presented by Helicon Techs. I thought this would be an easy pistol shooting stage. This turned out to be another pretty physical stage. And this was our last stage of the day, day 2, last stage of the match. You have to get 2 hits on each of these steel targets, and then we've got the water-filled missile container as our friend again here. So the first set of shooting is both hands, then take the missiles, run them around the post, and repeat. 2 hits on each of those targets, firing with both hands. Easy, right? Not a problem. Now, get the missiles again, and now we have to run around the post and climb up the rope. This was a challenge for a lot of people. I have a little bit of practice rope climbing, and I was able to pull this one off without any problem. You just have to go up to the red mark there, then bring the missiles back to the table. And now you get to engage 2 hits on each target, strong hand only. This one gets harder the farther you go through it and the more tired you get. Again, a fantastic example of a great brutality stage. The shooting's hard, and it gets harder as you have to perform a bunch of physical tasks that tire you out. So the last one here is run the missiles around the post and then climb up the ladder. This was more of just sort of a coordination and balance thing. It was not physically difficult. Fortunately, it was nice that the last challenge wasn't a total killer. However, the last pistol section is bring the missiles back and then 2 hits on each target. Weak hand only now. So, see, this is one of the stages where the Delta works really well for me. Unfortunately, I missed the second to last round, which meant I had to reload to make one last hit, and there it is. 23rd. Really very happy with that score. And then overall, much to my surprise, I ended up placing 12th. So I wasn't that high in a lot of the individual stages, but a lot of people had dumpster fires in places where I didn't. I ended up 12th overall, 6th of 67 shooters in open.
That's the way to end it.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was a fantastic match if you have the chance. Definitely check it out yourself next year. Huge props to Polenar Tactical for presenting the match, for making it all happen, and to all of their sponsors, again, for making it happen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.